Uh-oh. That is not good. Finally got the step out. I think I might have been lucky, very, very lucky here. The paint has delaminated, but there's a lot of sound metal there. I mean, I'll know once I start grinding it back. But that all seems really sound to me. It's even money, look. So I've just cleaned the step out after getting the cover off, and it was full of rust down here. It was full of dirt, absolutely disgusting thick dirt all the way through there. It all needs now a proper clean to see what's under there. And I think I might have just about been able to save this. But right, so it's got this protective strip on it, which I've got to get off because I've got to be able to treat what's underneath it. I thought I might have had to give it a bit of heat to get it off, but it seems to be just peeling, which helps. Very sticky. I don't know what that, I don't know whether that's factory or aftermarket. I've got a feeling it's factory, but it certainly weren't intended to come off of there. But see how it's all creeped underneath? That's why it's all got to come off. And that's one of the problems with protective seal like that. They're great, the idea is great because it stops the scuffing initially, but once the scuffing starts and it goes through that protector, then it allows the water to creep underneath, and then you get problems. So that's really sticky, so it's going to be nasty to sand, that is. At least that's off now, and it gives me a chance to get through to the metal, to the rust. So we're getting there. So this is an example of where a job becomes a much bigger job than what you first thought. So obviously I had all this up here inside the step, along the edge, along this edge, along this edge. So then you come down underneath and all this is corroding on the sill under here, all the way along. I've got to basically go from here all the way along the sill to where it joins back there. That's surface rust, but that's all got to be done. This bit there, look, that's all got to be done. All this, it's all loose, corrosion all the way through, all the paint's come off. So this is what I'm revealing so far, all the way along that sill, all underneath the paint that was that, right the way along to this edge here, this join, a bit above it. So the whole thing's got to be done. So it's fairly sound. So it's got to be done now. So I might just call it in time. Right, so I've been along now with a sander. And I've taken all of that worst rust off, and it's not come out too bad. I've got it right back as far as I can go with the sander and a wire brush. I'm going to put a rust remover on now, Rusting's rust remover, and then clean that off afterwards, and then whatever's left treat with a rust converter, and then prime and paint. So let's crack on. Well, that rust is deep in there. And the problem is where it delaminated, I'm now having to grind through or sand through good metal to get down to rust underneath, and I'm not going to be able to go much further. So I'm going to hope and pray that I'll get it back as far as I can, and then hope that some kind of rust treatment will be able to take care of it. But I can't go much further under that new metal. And then I've got to do this bit up here. So this is just under the well, where the floor pan is, under the driving seat, it's under the driving area. It's all surface rust here. I mean, by the looks of it, I don't think, I've had a good look underneath, and I don't think it goes right the way through to the centre. So I'm going to do what I can see at the moment. But that's a big job to do all that. That means all the seats got to come out, all the front's got to come out. And I'm not getting involved with that during this job. But it sort of makes sense if I'm doing all this and the sill, like the step and the sill, this is right in front of me, I might as well do this at the same time. Again, like loads of mud, all holds moisture. Get rid of all that. I'll start off with a wire brush in this channel where it's really bad. Don't want to get too aggressive with it to start with the power tools. There's a couple of slots in there, one there, with a gully that runs into it to get rid of the moisture, which obviously was working for a long time. But then what happens is this, like we saw with all this, for some reason it fills up with mud. So as that filled up with mud, it stopped the moisture from being drained away, and then it starts to rust. Then the rust builds up and fills the hole, and now the water's got absolutely nowhere to go, and so it rusts even more. Right, so I'm using some roll-lock sanding discs. I've got different types of abrasives. I've got these ones, and I've got these ones which are really heavy duty. Probably a bit too aggressive, but I'll see how I get on with them. They also do flat discs for them, and sanding discs, got sanding discs. Also bought a that's a 2-inch one. I bought a 1-inch mandrel and cut a disc down just to see if I can get into this gully. So I'm gradually getting there with these discs. It's just really awkward to get in there. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but because the rust was really bad, it's sort of delaminated in places, and it's left it really uneven. And it's now like it's got to the point where to try and get all that rust out, you've got to go through good metal to get to some bad. I'll have another go to get down, see if I can get down any further, but I don't want to go too far. So what I'll get as much out as I possibly can, and that inside edge is difficult to get on. So I'll get as much out as I possibly can, and then it might just be a case of having to put some rust treatment in there and hope that gets it. Otherwise I'm just going to be grinding the metal away to nothing. So it's getting there, slowly but surely. So I've got my rotary tool now, brought that out with small sanding disc on there. So that way, on this arm, I should be able to get right down on the flat edge and on the inside edge of there. So see how we get on. Don't put headphones on for this. Oh, that's better. Way away. Well, I'll tell you what, it's doing a very good job of that. I would say that's the tool needed, but it's eating through these like nobody's business. Luckily I've got tons of them, so I can just keep changing them out. But I mean, you could see that was a brand new one on there. You can see I've just done that little bit there, and that's almost ruined that, and I don't want to go any further with it because I'll just eat through the rubber mount. But that seems like it's a tool for the job, for that inside, those inside edges where you can't get anything in there. So yeah, I think that's a tool for the job. Because it's all rough metal, it's eating this sand disc up. But yeah, I could crack on with that. It's Rustin's rust remover. So I'll start with that first. See if I can get some of this after wire brushing it. See if I can get some of this deep pitting to come out. I don't want to go too aggressive into the floor with the wire brush, but give that a go. See if I can get some of it up, and then I'll go with the Cure Rust. With all this surface rust up here, which is under the matting. As you saw, I've done the rust remover first, the Rustin's rust remover. That took a lot of it off, and then the rest of it I went over with the Hammerite Cure Rust, and I've left it overnight, and it's I've given it a good clean off, so it's all dust and everything free. And now I'm going to give it a coat of Hammerite. Unlike the step and obviously the Sill is going to be like in proper spray paint, vehicle spray paint, but this bit under here, I'm going to give it a couple of coats of Hammerite. Yeah, just stop it from coming back through, hopefully. So it should do. It's only to protect it, don't matter what it looks like under there. It's not going to win any classic car competitions or classic van competitions. So yeah, gave it 2 coats of Hammerite, come up really well. I'm really pleased with that. Nice solid, hard wearing surface. It's all under the mat so you don't see it. So happy days. Anyway, I've got to split this video into 2, well not this video, but the whole job into 2 videos because it's so long. So this has all been about the prep. So if you want to watch the video with the painting of the Sill and the step, then tune in to part 2. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.